you can create magic. We've got to own that frequency of joy, passion, love, compassion. When people look up in group healings, they've seen pirates, they've seen different beings from the multi-dimensional playing field. You have to become what it is that you want to influence. If you're not willing to surrender, you're never going to be able to alchemize anything. So let's talk about alchemy. People say I'm crazy when I tell them that our body parts and internal organs link to star systems, and by plugging into those right frequencies, we can heal. When I tell people that the whole geometrical code of our world, our planet, our galaxy, our universe is off kilter and slightly out by several degrees, people think I'm mad. Why is it when we bring people into a supersonic group healing container and we become the masters in the moment, when we connect to the frequency of the space, when we become spirit, wind, water, earth, and fire, and we bring all of our multidimensional selves into this now space and zero point them, that people with life-threatening diseases get up from wheelchairs and start walking. People with cancer that are in their bones are crumbling and cracking. Their cancer markers are through the roof. They come to our group healing, 2 months later, they're completely zeroed, back to normal. They're up out the wheelchair, their cancer markers have gone down, it's non-existent, the tumor's shrunk, and they're walking around happy as Larry. People with brain tumors the size of oranges in their heads, doctors have given them 8 weeks to live. How is it that 4 years later, they're thriving beyond measure, and there's no sign of the orange-sized brain tumor? It's because of the power of 3. It's because of the power of 13. You see, when you bring in the Holy Trinity and you amplify the electrics and the magnetics, when you bring in the neutral, the masculine, the feminine, and the neutral, the male, the female, the neutral, when you bring in the earth magnetics and the star codes, the electrical energy, and you zero point them in the heart, you can create magic. When people look up in group healings, they've seen nobody there. They've seen pirates, they've seen different beings from the multi-dimensional playing fields that I am in other realities. But when I call them all back home into the now space, it creates true alchemy and massive firepower. You see, our thoughts and our emotions, when they go out into the field with the electrical and the magnetic frequencies, they start to bend light. They bend space and time, and the universe starts to bend to our will. It takes willpower, it takes a decision, it takes choice, it takes us to set a very powerful intention and use the spoken word. Because every time we think and we speak and we feel, we are spelling our reality. And every single human being on planet Earth has the potential to bend space-time, has the potential to move through stargates, has the potential to heal people at distance, to quantum entangle any two things and do something to one thing and affect the other thing. When we bring someone from Australia into our space when we're in another country, and we bring up their hologram, we entangle their hologram with another human being, or with the person that we're going to work on, or facilitate the healing of. We work on the hologram, and the same thing happens to the person in Australia. How is that possible? Well, there's no time, distance, and measurement in the field. And when you're an alchemist and you drop into your heart, when you zero point your energy, you have access to all things. We can manifest very quickly, rapidly, easily, effectively, anything we want. When we put the right frequency out into the world, everything bends and adapts to our will. But first of all, we've got to step into that formidable frequency, love. We've got to own that frequency of joy, passion, love, compassion, ecstasy, passion. Bring all of those beautiful frequencies into this now space and become them. You can't affect the wind unless you become the wind. You can't change earth or any other elements unless you become it. When you play around with fire, it will burn you. But if you drop into your heart and become the fire, then you can touch fire, you can pick up embers from the floor, you could touch the end of a burning mapaccio or a cigarette or some kind of lighter, flame, matchstick that's lit, and it's not going to burn you. You have to become what it is that you want to influence. But you can't become it because you want to change it through ego. You've got to become it because you're surrendering to it. You've got to realize that this thing has no power over you and you have no power over it. You've got to realize that everything's on an equal playing field. When everything's on an equal playing field, magic happens. And magic isn't really magic. Magic is true alchemy. And you're an alchemist, I'm an alchemist. We're both architects, quantum architects, playing with the building blocks in the so-called empty space, which isn't really empty. It's full of energy. And when you know how to play around with that energy, you can create, co-create, recreate anything you want. You see, no human being ever accesses information and creates something new. No one ever invents a new invention. All we can do as human beings, as spiritual beings in these human bodies, in these avatars that interface with reality through these biological computers, is influence change through our own sacred code. If you're not willing to surrender, you're never going to be able to alchemize anything. You have to be able to surrender to the total flow of all things. And when you surrender to the total flow of all things, they flow through you. And you become a portal. You become a vortex that sends out magnetic and electrical frequencies. And together they create. When you have the magnetic, the electrical, and the neutral point, the heart, the 0 point, and you bring that Holy Trinity into play, it's a done deal. But you must surrender to what it is that you want to create and what you want to create from. And what you want to create from is mathematics, geometrical code. And you, my friend, are geometry. You are mathematics. You're a fractal of the whole, and the whole is a fractal of you. The micro and the macro spiral in and out of each other. It's simple. When you make it complicated, you get in the way. So wherever you are on this planet, beautiful soul, go out into this world, love your sisters and brothers fiercely and ferociously. Hug them tightly and never, ever, ever be the first to let go. And remember, check out our website. We got some of the best ascension tools on planet Earth. High frequency meditations, light language transmissions, cosmic yoga videos, high frequency nutrition, bundles of mystery school teachings on all different subjects that will help you upgrade your knowledge and change yourself at a DNA level by the wisdom you release from those ancient keys. We've got a Telegram group so you can connect to beautiful souls just like you on this same human mission. It's getting dark here by this lake in North Carolina, so I am over and out. I love you, beautiful soul. I'll see you again real soon. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace out.